Hi, today I'd like to walk you through our blueprint. What is in effect the DNA of Corporate Edge. So first I'll just give you a little bit of history. It was created in late 2005 for when we moved into the office in early 2006, and it's the artwork behind me. It was developed by a company called Blueprints in Johannesburg, South Africa, and participated by people around the business at the time, team members, some clients and people who knew us very, very well. I'm going to walk you through it and show you how it works, but basically there are two colours. There is the gold and the red. Now they're the colours of Corporate Edge. The gold are enablers, they're the things that we must do to succeed, and the red are disablers, they're the things that we can't do. So basically we want to do more of the gold and less of the red. So I'm going to walk you through the enablers first. The first one up on the left-hand side here is passionate and committed, the two golden bands. And as you can see, it's cubed. It is the most important thing in the formula as far as our enabler is concerned. What that means is we must be very passionate and committed as people at Corporate Edge, the team, in everything we do and what we stand for if we're going to succeed. The next one is inspirational leadership, and that's a bust of Nelson Mandela. We must be inspiring leaders at Corporate Edge because that's largely what we do. Moving into we need to be innovative and creative. We must attract and retain the very best people. And we must live with abundance mentality. What abundance mentality means is that we believe that everyone should have the right to succeed. And so in fact, we don't believe in competing. It's not about us trying to close down our competitors. We actually want them to succeed. We just want to focus on what we do and be the best that we can and really have an abundance mentality, which leads to one of our values, which is generosity. The next enabler we have is living the natural law. Now it's a very unusual thing to have in your blueprint or your DNA. What that explains to us is that we believe that life is lived on a set of principles that are set by nature. So if it's true in nature, it's true in life. And so a lot of the concepts that we have, a lot of the models that we created are based on those principles of nature. We then have agile as being an important part of who we are. We're a small organisation, we need to constantly have agility as part of our DNA. Nurturing relationships, obviously a key part, and of course being effective communicators. The last four enablers are life balance. Now you can see how long this has been around. That's actually a BlackBerry in there with a golf club. It won't be too long where people won't recognise that, I'm sure. This is about aligned people. As a team at Corporate Edge, we must be aligned in everything that we do. This is about responsibility and accountability. What we believe in is if something goes wrong, you look in a mirror. Rather than acting the victim and looking out the window and believing that something's happening to you, look inside and try and establish what it is that you need to do differently to change whatever is happening to you. And finally, trust. We need to build organisations, and certainly ours, on high trust. Now I'd like to walk you through our disablers, the red items. These are the things that if we do them, they're going to hurt us in some way. They're going to prevent us from being the organisation we want to be. And it starts with a lack of self-belief. If we don't believe in who we are, what we do, and the way we go about doing it, we surely won't succeed. This is not sticking to our knitting. We're a behaviour change company at our core, and we align culture with strategy and build great leadership teams and individual leaders. This is about tolerating mediocrity. I don't know if you can see it well in the film, but this is a very poor bowl with apples that are going soft. It's a very poor, very mediocre fruit display. We can't afford to tolerate low standards in anything that we do, so we set very high standards at Corporate Edge. This is inadequate systems and procedures. We've got to have the support mechanism that allows us as facilitators in a team that goes out into the field to be able to do what we do well. And finally, complacency. Now you can see complacency is the cubed item on the bottom line. This is the single most important thing. That is a scarecrow, that is a crow eating the berries. He's having a sleep. He thought his job was done. He thought he was good enough. The reality is you never are. So basically we believe that we're only as good as the last thing that we've done for a client, and we consistently need to get better. We don't believe we've made it. We're just starting. And so it's really about making sure that we continue to challenge what we do at Corporate Edge and making sure we're delivering at a higher level. So the next 4 disablers start with incompatible associations. So that's a PowerPoint that won't fit the plug. They're incompatible. What that means to us is that we won't work with organisations or with people that do not believe in what we do. If they're asking us to do something that basically conflicts with our values, then we say, look, you'll need to get someone else to do that. This is failure to follow through. Basically, if it was a top line, it would be integrity. This means that we will do what we say we're going to do. So if we make a promise, we make a commitment, we follow through. We don't have misery merchants working in our business. This is about high energy. That's what we need, and having misery merchants is clearly going to bring the mood down. And finally, and pretty safely, dishonesty. We know that that's not going to work for us in any way, shape or form. The last 4 disablers are dependency. This is one that's actually really important for me, although it doesn't rate up there as the most important on the bottom line. But we believe that you can't create dependency. People have to be independent in their thought and their ability to succeed, but interdependent in the way that they work. But dependency clearly doesn't work. Poor planning and preparation obviously will bring us down. We are a form of a consultancy, a professional services firm, so having a weak pipeline will not be successful for us. And finally, we have no place in corporate edge for egos or power plays. We're all about team. And to finish off the equation, we get down to the corporate edge sign. What this means is if we do all of the enablers, all the gold items, we do lots of them, we do very little of the red, we're obviously going to have a much higher score when you divide one by the other. And that's going to equal a successful corporate edge. That's going to allow us to be the organisation we want to be, deliver the services we want to deliver, and create an amazing culture for our team. I hope this has been insightful and look forward to talking to you again soon. Thank you.